I'm really pumped about Rady Shell opening up here today. That is going to be such a cool venue for us all to enjoy here, especially this summer.
It is so beautiful. When you drive by that area, you can see it. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better location.
Right on the water.
Literally, right on the water. And,
yeah.
you know, our weather is beautiful here. Netta is tracking our weekend forecast. Netta, you were even checking on those tickets for the Shell, and they're selling out quickly.
They are selling out quickly. You can still get tickets, though, for $185, but it's like Marina Park West, like you'll be right there. So you can see them play the music, and obviously there's no bad seat in the house in that place, because of course it's all outside. You can have great views of the Shell. Here's a look right now at Cardiff, another great view for you, even with overcast conditions. We do have low-lying marine layer clouds. East-facing camera, though, showing that sun working its way up. 6:06 is our sunrise time. West-facing camera shows plenty of cloud coverage. We do have some patchy fog in some areas. I do want to let you know we got more information on what happened here on the 5 in Encinitas. This is right at Encinitas Boulevard, and we're being told by CHP that a vehicle hit a government construction truck and an attenuator truck. I'm not sure what that is, but they do have 2 of the lanes blocked right now. 2 lanes are open on the 5, but you see all that red right here. Plenty of cars are stuck, basically. So if you can get around by taking some of those side roads right along the coast, that's probably your best bet if you're heading through Leucadia towards Encinitas and further south. So again, this is at Encinitas Boulevard, southbound side of the 5. A SIG alert has been issued. Stella and Eric.
Netta, thank you. We do have a major development on the COVID vaccine. More than 2 million healthcare workers across our state will soon be required to be fully vaccinated. This is completely different from what was initially said by Governor Newsom. Right.
A lot of back and forth here. News 8's Chris Grow live, and Cody Mason now with more on this mandate. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, truly a mandate now, because at first there was an actual choice. Get vaccinated, show proof of your already existing vaccination, or submit to weekly testing. However, this time around, it is simply get vaccinated. And that deadline for the time in which healthcare workers have to get vaccinated coming up pretty soon. 2.2 million healthcare workers have to be vaccinated by the end of September. Now, there are 2 exceptions. Religious reasons and a qualifying medical reason, but that qualifying medical reason needs to have a note from a licensed physician, a doctor essentially, right? So behind the change is the surge of new COVID-19 cases, even from when Governor Gavin Newsom first announced the vaccine requirements for state workers and healthcare workers. There's been that surge, right, of COVID-19 cases across the state amidst the rise of the Delta variant. Now, the CEO of Scripps Health, we spoke with him about this crisis as well as the vaccine mandate. His name is Chris Van Gorder, and he says that this is the right move for California.
As a society, we have a responsibility to ourselves, but we have a responsibility to our colleagues, our community members, and others. And even though you may not be vulnerable, there may be a lot of people that you're interacting with that are vulnerable.
The state also issued a new mandate for long-term healthcare facilities, senior healthcare facilities. Basically, anybody that comes indoors for a visit must be vaccinated, so show proof of vaccination or have a negative COVID test within the past 72 hours. Eric and Stella?
Chris, thank you. New this morning, United Airlines says all of its employees in the U.S. need to be vaccinated against COVID-19. They are the first major airline to mandate the shots for all of its workers. Still no change in the rules for passengers right now.
The FDA could lay out a strategy for booster shots in early September. Officials say the strategy would apply to all vaccinated people. A decision for high-risk individuals could come sooner. U.S. health agencies are not recommending boosters yet, but the Biden administration says it has the supply and personnel ready. This morning, we are hearing from a doctor at Rady Children's Hospital addressing some common questions from parents regarding masks.
It comes as one local community is pushing a new plan today to make sure their kids are safe. News 8's Evan Arani, we're checking in live in National City with a closer look. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning, Stella and Eric. That's right. Coming up this morning, just around 7:30, we'll be here with the mayor of National City, Alejandra Sotelo Solis. She'll be here along with district leaders who are going to be handing out masks to students, 5 masks per student, in order to emphasize that as kids head back into the classroom, every student in National City will have masks available to them as they do so. And of course, this is the continuous push as the state of California requires that all K-12 schools have mask guidelines in place as they head indoors. However, they're leaving that enforcement up to each district itself. A doctor with Rady Children's Hospital says that it is especially important that kids are wearing those masks and that anyone over the age of 12 years old or 12 and over gets vaccinated, especially with the spread of the Delta variant.
At school, yes, they need to wear masks. If they're in settings, indoor settings, around other people, they need to wear masks. If they're playing in a park or in their backyard, they don't need to wear masks, and they don't need to wear masks in their household.
So let's run through some of the confusion that people have had. Right now, kids 12 and over can get vaccinated. However, the percentage of teens fully vaccinated as school starts again is much lower than the percentage of adults, meaning that the push continues, including here in National City, to get more teens vaccinated. For those under the age of 12, clinical trials have started. Dr. Mark Sawyer, who you just heard from there, says that the next group of people eligible will be those between 5 and 11 years old, once authorization is given by the FDA. Now, Pfizer has said they'll ask for authorization for that age group as early as next month. Some parents have expressed confusion and opposition to mask guidelines in K through 12 schools. So to clarify, the California Department of Public Health requires that masks are worn in all K through 12 schools while students are indoors. They recently updated their guidelines to allow individual districts to decide how they'll enforce that mask requirement. Now, the group Let Them Breathe has filed a lawsuit against the state of California, saying that it should not be a requirement that kids have to wear masks in schools, and that it should be instead left up to the parents as opposed to the school district or the state of California. Health experts emphasize that the reason why kids are able to attend school in their full capacity is because masks, since those masks work, and that those masks are safe for students to be wearing. Outside of National City Middle School, I'm Evan Irani, News 8.
The Dixie Fire levels another town in Northern California. Homes, buildings, and Canyon Dam have burned to the ground.
This is devastating. The nearby town of Greenville went up in flames earlier this week. We told you this yesterday. The Dixie Fire has been raging since last month, burning more than 360,000 acres. Firefighters have another challenge. Officials say some residents who refuse to evacuate have been pointing guns at crews. I mean, these are people's homes. People, small little towns, doesn't matter, but, you know, when you see this,
just the bones of the home,
completely destroyed.
Wow, and it's not done yet, and our fire conditions are still ripe in the state here with how dry it's been. Netta.
Yeah, I mean, you could see kind of in the background there those trees that are there, and they're very dry. They've had the issue with bark beetle as well up around the Sierra Nevada and the northern range, and so that also means these are brittle trees. As soon as they get lit, they do just light up like matches. I want to show you this view. So this is Kings Beach, Lake Tahoe area. Normally you would see blue skies, blue waters, a great view. They do have some cloud coverage, but they also have a lot of haze from the smoke. Typically you would be able to see all across the lake pretty far. Not happening today. So this is Lake Tahoe, which is south of where that larger Dixie Fire is burning. There's also the River Fire in the Colfax, Auburn area, and that's just on the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains right there. And overall, you see the bigger picture. So this low right here, it actually was, you know, further out towards the west yesterday, and that's what brought in a lot of those strong winds. And it came in from the north, and that certainly did cause things to dry out a bit. That has now moved further to the east, and that's giving them a little bit of a break, at least from gusty conditions. But as I push in close, overall, the big issue today is going to be that smoke. So they're going to see smoke, you know, across the Pacific Northwest, all the way from, you know, where the fires are right around there, further south into Nevada as well. So there's kind of this south and then a west to east flow. We may see a little bit of a haze, so it's something we'll watch for up and down our state as well because of just how widespread smoke can get. We know that all too well with fires that may be burning in other states that impact people. For our weather here at home, we do have our marine layer start off. It's not going to be as hot today. Inland, mountains, deserts, we're all going to get a nice break from that excessive heat that we have. We finally don't have a heat advisory or any warnings in place. Our current visibility, it's kind of low in Fallbrook now at 1.7, just dropped to 3 in Kearney Mesa. Downtown San Diego also somewhat foggy at 2.5 mile visibility. Relative humidity is up because of our marine layer, bringing in some of that moisture from the ocean. And then look at that 24-hour temperature change. You may be happy to see this. Temperatures are already even a little bit cooler this morning. This afternoon will also be cooler. 63 in Carlsbad and Del Mar. Downtown, you're at 66 under cloudy skies. 57 Ramona, 82 Borrego Springs. And then a quick check here of your afternoon highs. 75 downtown San Diego. That's actually below normal. 90 for Ramona, Borrego 111.